100 episodes.
100, dude. If we turned our episodes into Pokemon, we would be. Hold on.
Like
What's
most
the
of our regional
100
decks.
Pokemon? What's the 100 Pokemon? We'd be a fucking Voltorb, dude.
Yeah, we'd be the Johto Dex of podcasts.
A really bad Dex, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Like objectively a really ass Dex.
Kind of, kind of mid, honestly.
There's people that get mad about that. And I'm like, guys, you gotta admit, it's a pretty bad Dex. Like
a really horribly overrated Dex.
I remember someone said that they designed the Johto Dex with like the type split in mind, but didn't do it. And someone says you can't prove that. And someone says, okay, I'm going to show you a Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Here is Sneasel. If they designed Sneasel to be a fast physical attacker, but made a dark ice type, and they didn't think about doing a type split, a special physical split, they're just pulling a prank. Right. They were just pulling a prank. They had to have had it in mind, you know? And I'm like, that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't like the Johto Dex is bad enough that like all the new Pokemon, it's so hit and miss, but mostly miss that I don't know. It just feels like it's clearly like that is the one game that it feels the most like it's clearly just DLC stapled onto the first game. Like they just, I can kind of forgive it because they just didn't know the format of what they should do with a Pokemon game where they make it really feel like a new experience. Except for, I'm sorry people, but going to Kanto is cool in theory. But it's actually a really bad version of Kanto.
At this point, like, can we just end this shit, bro? Come on.
That's true. It's also, even in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I'm like, I don't want to, this is way too long. I don't want to play, how fucking high I have to grind to get to Red. And I know some people are like, actually, you don't really need to grind up to level fucking 80 in order to beat him. You could beat him in, like, the high 60s or in the fucking... Well, the stupid-ass level curve of the game makes it so that you're at, like, level fucking 55 by the time that you're done with...
To be honest, Johto has so many flaws that they affect how good Sinnoh is. And, like, I like, that's so... Like Sinnoh spends so much time going, guys, we gotta fix all these Johto mods, don't we? You don't have to. You don't have to, but we're going to. And I'm like, all right, whatever, dude.
Well, yeah. I mean, a very unpopular opinion for some reason now is, but I just don't like any. I'm just not a big fan of Gen 4, even Platinum.
It's not good. It's not good. Like,
I just think that it's like, it got the one thing in there that's great, the physical special split. And everything else, it's like ugly. It's, the region's boring.
The gyms are stupid.
Yeah.
What gets me is that people are like, no, it's actually, you guys said, no, everyone agreed it was bad. We're disagreeing it's bad now because you niggas was fucking 10 when it came out. That's why we're disagreeing. Yeah. It is bad, actually. Like,
I was 12 when it came out, so I was like right at the precipice of Pokemon is gay. When it came out, so therefore I have an unbiased opinion, totally unbiased.
The only thing it has going for it is that it has the coolest early bird. That's it. Shout out Staraptor.
That's true. That's true. Staraptor's pretty sick.
Staraptor's fucking sick. And also, it's like the only thing you can use in the late part of that game because they're like, yo, guys, would it be cool if like a bunch of our Pokemon that we like give you are like weak to ground? No, nigga, no, it wouldn't be cool.
The Gen 5, they probably have the coolest worm thing that you find because Leaveney is pretty good, like surprisingly good despite despite what it is. So
that's like the gayest thing you could have said.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, you're a Leaveney head? That's like super gay.
How is that? How does that make any sense?
Look at it, dude.
Singing will happen. Happening, will happen, and will happen again and again, 'cause you and I will always be back then.
Wow. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I truly can't believe it. We're here for the 100th episode of Cartoon Buffoons. I am Wyatt, and who is here with me today, as always?
Hello, I'm Morgan, and dude, what would happen if we hit 100 episodes?
Oh, shit! Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, because, we're not the biggest, most prestigious show out
We're
there
not.
on YouTube.
We're a
But
mom and pop show.
Yeah, but we have a dedicated fan base, That's mostly just Morgan's friends. But we have a dedicated fan base. A lot of people really like our show. They like to tune in. A lot of people are curious about our eclectic tastes. So I feel like the best way to get people involved and the best way to celebrate 100 episodes of the show was to go on there, slap a freaking request for Q&A onto Blue Sky, and let the questions roll in, baby. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be answering all of your questions, or maybe all of them, if we have enough time. I mean, there's a lot of questions, actually. We got like 25 questions or something like that across many different people. So it depends on how deep we want to go into some of these. We might be able to finish it today. We might have to make a 101st episode that does
Like the
rest of them.
Dalmatians. Like the Dalmatians, man. Like
Yes.
the fucking dogs.
But, man, let's just reflect on this. The fact that we've made it here.
100 episodes.
How are you feeling getting to 100 episodes of Cartoon Buffoons?
I didn't think, being so real, I didn't think anyone would, be into it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the whole premise was that, me and you do this anyway.
Yep.
And we were like, hey, let's just record it. Like, you say, hey, do you want to do a cartoon with me? I'm like, yeah, because we talk about cartoons. Literally, some nights, guys, me and Wyatt would be in a call. I would hop in sometimes at, 3 o'clock in the morning. And we would just talk about cartoons sometimes. Or anime or manga. And we're like, that could be, it could be a show. And it is. And people like it. And I got to, talk to Toby Jones and, people that work on shit like Infinity Train. So this is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Also, I can't prove it, but I also think that many people who have had me on their podcast and other stuff have heard Buffoons. So I think that has helped also. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing is for me, when I started my current job, which I've been working at for a long time now, it's 8 years or whatever. It was a job where there's a lot of solitude. And it's just I'm on my own all day. So podcasts sort of became a very easy way to kill the time. And for me, one of the first podcasts that I really got into listening to was What a Cartoon. So that was a huge inspiration for me. Those are, Bob Mackey and Henry Gilbert, who do Talking Simpsons, and they're also from Retronauts. They just did a really great job of taking a look through cartoon history, doing it. They would go in to a show, they'd give a brief history of a show, and then they would talk about an episode of it. Whereas I figured, I wanted to talk about a whole season of a show, which in general that I feel like the show kind of started being a little bit more of a clone of What a Cartoon, and I sort of tried to move it away from that by, being like, okay, I think we can still talk about the history and whatever of these shows without, directly copying them or Doughboys or whatever, just kind of, doing our own thing.
Yeah.
And then, another show that really inspired me is The Deep End, which is a show about a guy going through all of the Adult Swim shows in order, in air order. And they only got up to episode 80. And they went for a while, and they were there with me for years. And to feel like I've now gotten past where they've gotten as far as episode count, I don't know. There's just something that feels really nice about that, because for me, my history of podcasts has been one of we've had a lot of true earnest desire to finish things out, but a lot of times it just kind of crashes and burns before the end, for various reasons. Like Discuss All Monsters was obviously, my co-host is gone, like not to be too dramatic here, but yes, they passed away, so I didn't feel comfortable wanting to finish that show without them. And then like Lakewood Podcast Turbo, I was totally game to just keep on going and doing that podcast forever, but Buster, kind of overwhelmed them, and they didn't really want to continue like with that responsibility, which I understand. Like, it is like you gotta stay on a consistent schedule, recording every week, posting every week, all of that stuff. It can be overwhelming, especially if you have like a procrastinative personality like myself and others. And then like, Cody and I have done a bunch of stuff, and it's very touch and go, but this one has been the rock in my life, and this has been the most dedicated I've been to a podcast across all of them. Like, I mean, Discuss All Monsters, as big of a part of my life as that was like 60 something episodes. We were doing it every 2 weeks, so it was like 3 years or whatever, 3 or 4 years of that. But this one, every single week for the most part, new episode, going through it. We've gone from the beginning of Cartoon Network history to like we're in the end of 2010 now. We still have a few more 2010 shows to go, but goddamn, we have come a long way in just like 2 years. And
I think it's like a big part of it is that like I didn't mention earlier that we would do this before, but like we both have always wanted to like rewatch as much of Cartoon Network as possible. Mm-hmm. So like I think like that nature of like it. Like, even the shows that suck don't feel like a slog, because I am learning things that I didn't know about shows I didn't watch. Like, I don't think I would appreciate Secret Saturdays without the show, Yeah. Like, It's nice to do that. And also, I don't know, it's nice to have an excuse to talk to you every week. Like, realistically.
Exactly, yeah. Like, we really, for a long time, we just didn't really talk to each other, like our...
Like, in text, but because...
Our friend group and everything, was a lot more active... when we were younger, whereas like over time you just kind of naturally get more like, okay, every so often we'll talk to each other, but it's not really.
It's I think the minute I started like working like restaurants, I was like, I don't know, I'm dying over here, Scoob. Mm-hmm. Like I was like so fucking busy, but like it's nice to just have that,
Yeah, so. That is all to say. Thank you, everybody, for caring.
Thank you so much
to support us through 100 episodes. Thank you to all the guests, a lot of which sent in questions. Like a lot of our guests sent in questions and everything. So we will happily be able to answer these questions for you. So Morgan, I'm going to let you go first. Read the first question for everybody.
Okay, our first question comes from Darcy Defies. Being into animation, we often have to deal with terrible live-action versions of our favorite shows. But I'm curious about the inverse. What live-action show would you like to see an animated version of? Oh.
This is a good question. Do you have an answer for this?
I've rung this bell a lot. I think most Kamen shows would do really good as cartoons.
We did get
like
one.
W kind of proved it. Kind of proved it works in anime. But I do think that like it's the Sailor Moon inverse has proven so fucking sick that I do think if we got something like maybe what's the space Sentai show that I watched with like the billion fucking Senshi in it?
Q Ranger.
Yes, Q Ranger would be so good as an anime/cartoon. Just the way the characters behave, their designs and stuff. They could really push all because they push suits to the limit in that show. Yeah, like they really push what suit silhouettes look like. But if you made it a cartoon, oh my god, it'd be fantastic. I think that's like definitely my go-to.
Yeah, because it feels like it's like an Outlaw Star or a Gurren Lagann style, like crazy ass space opera, like Power of Will, everything like that. Like, I feel like it would really fit into that niche. For me, this is maybe a boring one, but it's the one that I thought of as soon as I saw this question. It's Game of Thrones. I would like.
Oh my God, you're right.
Like, so to me, like, I read the books before, I've never actually watched the HBO show, and I don't doubt that like the first 4 seasons or whatever are good, when they adapt the first 3 books. But in my opinion, like, when I was like reading through the books, I was imagining it like in a Gennady Tartakovsky primal style kind of art in my head, like all the characters and everything. Like it looked like Primal or like the Clone Wars or something like that.
See, I see like Joe Bennett, Common Side Effects, Scavenger's Reign kind of vibe now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're right.
That'd be really good too. But yeah, just because like, yeah, that definitely works because it has a more conversational tone to it. But yeah, like I would just love that because I feel like one thing that Game of Thrones sort of lost a bit of the fantasy flair, in the translation to live action, which is why a lot of people don't even consider it a fantasy show, even though it like literally is. There's dragons and blood magic and all that good stuff.
And zombies and all that, yeah.
And I think that, I don't know, to me, especially like, the first chapter of Game of Thrones, the book, is quite different from like the opening scene of the HBO show, which I have seen, where it's like the same general events are happening, but it's more like, people that have been brought back to life by, the others are attacking, zombies basically are attacking. Whereas like in the book, it starts with like these ethereal like ice beings showing up and like murdering a whole bunch of people. And I was like, this is a fucking crazy way to start this book that's like mostly down to earth, very political, very like family drama centric. So I don't know. I would just like a little bit more of an excuse to indulge that kind of stuff in the show. And I think that animation is a good medium to exercise that in. So Game of Thrones, that would be my choice. All right. For question number 2 from Andel Samuel. If you had a kid you wanted to grow up to be as terrible as possible, what cartoon would you show them? Do you have an answer for this?
Everything those Ren and Stimpy niggas on Twitter watch. If I want everything those like Ren and Stimpy, I hate modern cartoons. I would have him watch Ren and Stimpy and like whisper in his ear, "We hate bean mouths. We hate them. We hate the bean mouth." And Donald Trump voice like this: "We hate the bean mouths. The bean mouths are evil." Like I would just whisper that to him, and he would become the biggest chud on the fucking world. That's what I would do.
Yeah, you just have to like. This is veering off the path of cartoons, but I'm definitely like, all right, K-On! Is one apparently. I don't know why, but K-On! Is one. Freyren is one. Like whatever, like white supremacist Nazi like anime guys on Twitter, their profile pictures, like those anime. Just give them to watch it. Just make them as terrible as possible. As far as shows that we've watched, I don't think we've watched like a show I would consider like ontologically bad.
Hold on. And I know this is brutal, right? Mm-hmm. I would only Generator X. Like not Generator X myself, but only Generator X to say this is peak cartoons. If I sold that to a child for like 10 years, that this is how cartoons should be written, I'd make a chud. That would be a chud kid.
Yeah, I would say like, because there's like, those Ren and Stimpy guys, they probably love shit like Cow and Chicken or like Billy and Mandy, just those like really cruel and like stupid. Which I find those shows are funny.
Both pretty solid. They're both pretty solid, but yeah, they do like bring out the worst in human beings.
Yeah. So like that would be like, because there is like a Cartoon Network, an archetype of Cartoon Network fan that is like, oh yeah, the 2000s, that was like the peak fucking era of the network, and nothing has ever surpassed it. When it started to have feelings with Adventure Time and regular show, it got gay. So yeah.
Oh yeah, you're so emotionally adjusted. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah. so yeah, I think there's probably a better answer out there. You could obviously say like South Park or something, but as far as like shows that we've watched, I'd probably put it up to those. Maybe I would put Chowder in that camp too, because that is like a pretty mean-spirited show most of the time.
Yeah.
But I would not say, because I've seen some discourse recently about Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends and like Blue being evil and etc. I don't know. I find Blue. We talked about it. I find him funny.
He's funny. Like, I don't know. It's important to be funny, you know.
Yeah. But all right. Question number 3.
From our friend and show guest Velvet the Dragon. What cartoons scare you existentially? I don't mean horror cartoons. I mean any cartoon. I can be trusted with this information. So I have an anime answer and I have a cartoon answer.
Okay, cool.
I am a big Devilman head. And this is not about Devilman, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a big Devilman head. This is probably unsurprising knowing how edgy I am, actually. But yeah, growing up, I was really into like a lot of the Go Nagai stuff. Me and Nikki talked about this before, actually, a lot. Like all of it. And there's a tendency to cross over Go Nagai stuff with Devilman. And I remember they did a crossover with Cyborg 009. Why did I say 7?
Yeah,
009. And then it made me sad existentially for a whole day, because if you know anything about Devilman, you know the way it ends. So whenever you cross anything over with Devilman, you doom them to the ending of Devilman.
Right.
So it was like a fun crossover. Like, oh shit, isn't it so cool that Devilman gets to be with... I'm like, no, it's not cool. What? This is depressing as shit. And I remember, like, I was way more freaked out about it than anyone else. But just like it bummed me out so bad. Like, that's my answer. My other one is I know it's like played out, right? And like I guess it's like kind of a horror cartoon, but like there are some episodes of Billy and Mandy that did just kind of ruin my day when I was younger. Like there's some episodes that are just like, I'm like, guys, this is like really, really mean spirited and dark. Like this is like pretty bad. Like there's a few examples of that I can think of. Yeah. What about you?
Devilman is definitely a good one as far as like I love the ending of Devilman because of how existentially brutal it is.
It's so dire.
Yeah. And there are some things that are like very grim that that I'm a big fan of, like Metalocalypse is a big one, and just like a lot of Adult Swim shows, honestly. But as far as like a kid show that really fucked me up as a kid, I gotta say there's the episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy where like reality like breaks down. And
that one too. Yes, that one fucked me up really bad as a kid.
Yeah, like that and like Duck Amuck, the Looney Tunes short. Anything where it's like the reality of the cartoon. I think it was just like too young to understand that it's supposed to be funny and meta. It just like gave me an existential crisis. I feel like if that OK KO episode where like KO himself goes through like an existential crisis and like gets like unlocked from the canon of the show or whatever, like he gets it's like John and Homestuck. Sorry.
It's fine.
But I feel like if I watched that as a kid, it would really fuck me up. So yeah, that's my go-to answer for that one. It's like season 2 or 3 of Ed, Edd n Eddy. I can't remember the name of the episode. All of them have like weird fucking names for Ed, Edd n Eddy. But yeah, it's like the one where they just start like breaking down the boundaries of the cartoon. At one point, like Eddie like pulls out the outline of like Jimmy,
and he falls apart.
Yeah. So there's go ahead.
I remember Sarah like floating around, and like going, "Where are you at? I can't." Or like also Eddie going, "I hear dorks, but I can't see dorks." That shit was really scary too.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there that disturbed my child mind. Child mind gets like fucked up by like completely random shit. For some reason, like I remember always like whenever I'd watch like a tape that had like the Muppets on it, the Jim Henson logo, which was just like a bug drawing in the name Jim Henson, would like scare me just because like the noise of the bug buzzing around was weird. I didn't know what was going on. So it was just like I don't know. Like when you're a kid, you just get like scared by anything that's new. So, what you gonna do? All right, we got a couple here from Scar Chomp. So
Our friend Rexy. Yeah.
Yes. So we'll just go through them one by one. The first question she asked: what's the hottest character who's definitely bad at sex? Do you have an answer for that?
Oh my god. Shit. This is a hard one because for video games, I can think of a lot of them. Because the answer to that is obviously Dante from Devil May Cry.
Right.
But like for cartoons, I think it has to be probably Spike Spiegel if we're being honest with ourselves. I just don't think he fucks well. I think he comes very early and he cries. Like, yeah.
Damn. Yeah. I don't know, like for video games, it would probably be somebody like Leon Kennedy for me. Like I don't know if he like I don't know. Is he's like the hottest character necessarily? It just depends on your type, I guess. But he's definitely bad at sex. There's no way that he's not bad at sex.
Many people think he's very hot. Leon Kennedy's very hot.
Absolutely. But I would say a little bit more people probably think Chris is hot. As far as like the yaoi enthusiasts go.
Oh, no, see, okay. I think you're like, I think the Bara Squad, yes.
Okay,
but I think like the average person on the internet definitely does want to fuck.
Yeah, but I think they'd probably want like RE2 Leon, like Twink Leon more than like grizzled, slightly, I don't know, a little more otter-ish Leon from like Resident Evil 9.
This is crazy using these terms. I gotta get you away from Cody. Yeah. Anyway,
I've also just been friends with gay people forever.
That's true. You have a lot of gay friends.
Outside of I'm the only. Well, never mind.
Yeah, but yeah, I think 4 is a perfect mid ground. I think 4 is like where it's at, you know.
Yeah, I feel like that's,
yeah.
That's pretty good. As far as like cartoon characters, let me think of like anything that we've talked about. If there's any examples of adult characters, I'm thinking. No, because let's see. We did Venture Bros. Brock is pretty good. Like, there's no way he's really not amazing at sex. Rusty's very bad, but I'm not like he is very bad, but I'm not sure if he's hot at all. So the Monarch is very good at it, clearly.
No, but but the Monarch's the inverse, where he's not very hot, but you know he fucks crazy.
Yeah,
like he has craziest dick you've ever had. Oh, hot take: Shore Leave. I don't think Shore Leave is good at fucking. Yeah, I think Shore Leave's like a fucking pillow princess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good choice. I don't know, for Rexy, like we've done a lot of those DC cartoons. Is there any like DC characters?
Batman, Bruce Wayne. I remember when people were like this, Bruce Wayne doesn't eat pussy. Like they're like, that's crazy. Bruce Wayne does eat pussy. No. I think Bruce Wayne eats pussy and he's trash at it.
Yeah.
He's trash. That man has that man has too much depression and self-hate and false self-actualization to be good at sex. Sorry, Bruce. Yeah.
All right. Her next question. What would your tag team wrestling signature move be?
Ooh.
Yeah, why don't you go first because you're the wrestling guru here.
It'd be called the Buffoon Zone. And I think what it is, I think we just like, we hold the person leg when they're on their back, right? And we both just start stomping into their penis and balls. Because that's how we talk. So I think we just like stomp into their penis. Like, you're entering the Buffoon Zone. And we gradually just start stomping into their cock and balls, into their dust. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you like lift them up, and then we just like beat on their ball sack.
Yeah.
Like one of those little balls that Rocky hits.
It's like the seed in the Android. Is it 13? Super 13?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, 13 movie where Goku gets his balls obliterated. Yeah.
Good. But all right, next question from her is: what is your favorite old Cartoon Network website flash game? Good news, was an archive of a bunch of them, so kind of kind of want to do an episode maybe covering them at some point.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, kind of want to do an episode covering some of the licensed games here and there, but like that is such a fucking undertaking that it would just be such a pain in the ass. It would be more like me playing through them because I really can't
imagine.
I just can't imagine like putting that onto you to be like, all right, download these emulators.
I played one. I played exactly. I have a Thor. I have the Thor, the like the little emulator DS handheld.
Right.
I'll download exactly one. You can give me
okay, you do it. Yeah, you do have an emulator machine. I don't know how many cores it has on it, but like,
I don't know what that means. But shout out to you.
Okay, yeah, that's like the things that allow it to emulate, like a various systems. So like if you have like a PS1 or a PS2 emulator on there.
I remember vividly, and I don't like the show, which makes this funnier. Mm-hmm. I played a fuckload of the Teen Titans.
I know that was the one that I was going to do.
I played so much of that fucking game. Mm-hmm. I was like doing inputs and everything. That shit was fun as hell. I also played a lot of the Derby, Ed and Eddie one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like the Teen Titans one, that's an easy one. For me, like, I didn't play a lot of the Flash games because I didn't have a good enough internet connection to play Flash stuff until, like, pretty late, like, probably, like, 2005, something like that. So, like, I don't know, there was a lot of those, like, earlier ones I never put a lot of time into. Like, when I got into it, it's probably the era of, like, Billy and Mandy and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends and, like, Camp Lazlo and stuff coming in. Because, like, yeah, I mean, we lived... I did have internet when we lived out in the country, but we lived in a trailer, and it would be, like... I remember in, like, 2002 or whatever, loading up a cartoon on Homestar Runner, and then going and doing something else for, like, 10 minutes as it loaded the cartoon. It took more time to load the cartoon than it did to play the cartoon, which is like 3 minutes or whatever. You kids don't know that experience, do you? But yeah, the Teen Titans one, that's definitely like the one that I have the most vivid memories of, because I was a big fan of the show back in the day. Now I'm a little bit more lukewarm on it, but at the time I was like, oh yeah, I'll get to be Cyborg and like shoot a big laser beam. This is fucking
cool, dude. Shit, man.
Yeah.
Dude, quarter circle, back circle, bro. Let's go.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Yeah. It's like basically the same as Mortal Kombat in my mind, as far as gameplay went. But all right, her last question is, what show would you most like to be able to experience for the first time again? Ooh, that is a great question.
Regular show. It might be recency bias, but like experiencing those Rigby episodes for the first time probably would have kicked so much ass. Like, fuck. Or if we could go anime, I would love to rewatch Digimon Tamers for the first time.
That's a pretty good one. Man, fuck. I'm trying to even think, because like everything, it feels like everything that came to me at like the perfect time. I never felt like any, show came to me at the wrong time. And then things like Megas XLR, I feel like I love it, but I'm not sure if I would love it as much if I watch it as like for the first time as an adult. I'd probably be like, this is like pretty good, instead of it becoming like a personality trait, like really cementing itself early. I think, and then for something like Ed and Nettie, which I think is like one of, if not the funniest cartoon, it's so slapstick based that it's actually like pretty easy to forget a lot of the jokes per episode. So watching it can be like either like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, or so you remember it like as it's happening, or I completely forgot about it and it just catches you off guard when you watch it. So I think like, I don't know, I think it would probably have to be something, maybe something a little bit more recent. Or more recent. I don't know. It's been a long time since they've like been putting out like consistent new shows.
True, which is fucking sad as hell.
For Cartoon Network, I guess it would probably be, I think I think maybe Adventure Time would be a good choice of mine, because especially because I feel like I went into it kind of biased when we started doing the. We ended up really liking it, but I went into it sort of being like, I fell off this show. Will I like it? Will it just like annoy me by the end, etc. I feel like if I went into it with like no judgment, I would just enjoy myself a lot more. I might have even enjoyed, like the latter parts of season 5 and season 6, which we're always complaining about. So I don't know. Maybe I would have enjoyed that if I got to experience it for the first time. As far as like any cartoon goes from like any network, I just have to go with like one of my favorite ones, which is Beast Wars, and be like,
oh, Beast Wars would be a really good one to see for the first time.
Because every fucking time I've watched it with somebody, they're always like, what is this? And then as soon as we're like partway into season 1, they're like, actually, this is pretty good. And then you get into season 2 where the story really starts to pick up, and people are like, why is this fucking like crazy good? Like that happened with like Cody and Broden, happened with like my work friend that I watch cartoons with. So it's just like such a fun show to watch through without like any prior knowledge. So that's probably my best choice for that. All right, you want to read the next one?
We have 2 from at Actual Robot. What's your what to eat, drink for ideal brunch? What do you want to eat and drink for your ideal brunch?
Yes.
I do love a brunch. Mine's is a Monte Cristo and you can't beat a mimosa. You can't beat a mimosa. You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Monte Cristo, because the Monte Cristo is the best sandwich ever created. For those who don't know, ham, cheese, good bread, and you French toast the bread, dude. It's so fucking delicious. Really, it's best.
For me, I'm more of a Reuben guy. I do love some Reubens. I had a like really, really good one at a restaurant in Buffalo, like recently, like a year or 2 ago. Okay, not that recently, but one of the last times I was there, I had one, and it was very, very good. And as far as like drinks, I'm a kind of an alcohol agnostic. Like I have it sometimes, but for the most part, I unless it's like a special occasion or whatever, I really don't go out of my way to drink it. As far as like something that like hits that brunch, like middle ground kind of thing, I'm kind of boring. I'm fine with orange juice, or yeah, I think just the orange juice. Like none of the other juices I really like. I don't like apple juice really. I don't like grape juice.
You don't like fucking apple? What do you mean you don't like apple juice?
I like apple cider.
Oh my god, you're like 1 billion years old.
Well, I just live at like there's an orchard in my town, so it's like pretty easy to get like apple cider from that, and I prefer that over anything as far as apple drink goes.
That's fair. Let's see. This one's a fun one. What show surprised you the most? As in, while doing Cartoon Buffoons, which show really stuck with you as an unexpected favorite, or that you wish you could forget? Favorite is Secret Saturdays, right?
Yes, I was gonna say that's probably
it's Secret Saturdays.
Yeah.
I will never stop thinking about that show. It's crazy how good that show is. Like,
yeah, because it's just like, it has so much DNA with so many things that I love. There's a lot of like Venture Bros in there, but it also does take itself a little bit more seriously than Venture Bros. So it has like that, like an engaging story. Cast is great, great set of characters, great character arcs and everything. I thought maybe that because it's like, okay, it's a show that's sort of centered around a family, and it's just like an only child, and his only people that he talked to is like the Sasquatch, that it would be kind of you know, it would be a little bit boring. Like the main character wouldn't be interesting, but no, he has like
Yeah, he's
Zach
great.
is like a pretty, you know, compelling character.
Dude, his fucking Sasquatch has fucking shit going on.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
exactly.
Like,
great stuff. Obviously, you know, Adventure Time, that was a big one for us. We, you know, already kind of talked about it here, but like that was a huge surprise, like how into it we got by the end. It's also like long as fuck, so it just kind of required us to put a lot of emotional investment into it. I think the other one would be like Juniper Lee, probably, as far as
that's another great one.
That's a
Juniper Lee's
big
another
one.
great one.
and then like very subtly, I would say the Mr. Man show.
Yeah. Oh, that's literally one of my favorite episodes we've done. Actually,
Yeah.
That's first of all, the episode very funny. Second,
Yeah.
I was surprised at how much fun I had watching that fucking show.
Yeah.
Like, I know we talked about joke like, oh, I want to get it on DVD to like show kids, but I kind of do. I think it's like a really funny show.
Mhm.
Is there a negative surprise you had? I know mine's. You know mine's.
Right. For me, like, I would say like shows that I came into like hoping it would be good, but then kind of like had like, you know, Cow and Chicken is one where I didn't hate it, but it just wasn't like super funny. It wasn't like it was like, I don't know, the art style is good, or the animation and everything is good, but the humor is just kind of like a little bit cloying. And then I don't know, there's some like fucking terrible shows that we watched that I didn't expect anything better, like Robot Boy and like Mad. I didn't go into them being like, what? These suck. I can't believe this. But Generator Rex is definitely
Generator
an example
Rex.
of like, why wasn't this good? Why did this suck so
okay,
much?
I'm so glad because I think if I went into it expecting less, I wouldn't be as angry as I am. But it's just such a nothing show for how much sauce it has. It
Yeah.
has so much sauce on the outside. Like you go, damn, this must be fire. Nothing. Not a damn thing.
Yeah. But all right. Next question is from Save the Goblins, aka Kathy.
Another guess,
And
yes.
They say, Buffoon. What modern day cartoon would have impacted you the most if you grew up with it? Which is a great question. Do you want to go
Fantastic
first?
question. I'll let you go first. Gotta think about this.
All right. I think probably an easy one would be, for like Cartoon Network stuff, would be OKKO. I even talked about that in my like big video that I made on it, that it's like, by the time that OKKO came out in 2017, I thought I had like grown out of that show. Because it was a pilot in 2013.
Yeah, I remember pilot. Yeah.
And I really loved the pilot and everything. But I was just like such a different person as like an 18-year-old compared to a 22-year-old. You know, like that's just like a part of your life where you just change so rapidly. That like if it came a lot earlier, it would have hit in the same way as like a Megas XLR or whatever. Whereas when it came, you know, I put time into it and I tried to watch it and I ended up really enjoying it and connecting with it. But that like took a lot more effort, where it would have been like an effortless thing, just immediately become my favorite show ever if it had come out when I was a lot younger, just because of my tastes and everything. So I think that that's a good example of that. Do you have anything for Cartoon Network specifically? Because I have some ideas for like other networks.
Yeah, other thing I have that, but Cartoon Network specifically. I think if it came out when I was a kid, I would have gotten woker quicker. I think the way I would have wrote, designed, and thought about characters would have changed so much if I saw Craig of the Creek when I was young.
Yeah.
It would have changed a lot of things in a lot of positive ways. Probably would have got to D&D earlier and like Tales of RPGs. But yeah, like that's another, that like Craig of the Creek is one I can think of like so vividly in my mind. I could tell how things would be different for Cartoon Network anyway.
Yeah, as somebody who just like loves character design and is just like loves drawing like random characters and things like that to fit into a world. Craig the Creek, where it's a ways off for cartoon buffoons, but that's definitely like just a tour de force as far as that comes, as far as like designing a bunch of like interesting characters for a setting, and making them like all fun and have like just enough depth to them that you get very invested in it. So yeah, I feel like that's a good one as far as like, even for me who has that wants to just draw a billion characters, that would have been like very inspirational for me. As far as like from another network goes, I think I don't know. Maybe that's it, honestly. Like, maybe OKKO is just, like, the best option. Because, like, I was thinking of, like, other, like... There's other, like, modern shows that I really like from other networks.
Yeah.
Or mostly just Disney, because Nickelodeon isn't doing shit. But I don't think, like, my life would be significantly different if, like, Amphibia or Owl House or whatever came out.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think actually my choice is the only one, too. Like, because those shows are good, but I don't think they would have, like, changed my design or, like, ideas in, like, my brain space, you know?
Like, I'm glad they're there for because I do know some younger people that, those shows did come at that time for them. They were, like, their adventure times, basically, for me, like, as a teenager watching them, and then... they sort of like experience the end of high school and into adulthood with those shows. And that's great. But for me, like, just like looking at them in general.
Yeah, this is cool. This is
exactly. Like it would probably fit in that similar camp as like a Juniper Lee or a Secret Saturdays, where I could come back to it later as an adult and really appreciate it. Or like even another, like a Disney show that was on when I was a kid, like Kim Possible, where like you watch a few episodes, you appreciate it, and then you don't really like get too into it. And then as an adult, you can come back and be like, this is kind of crazy. Like, wow, they put a lot of effort into this. But yeah, I would say OKKO definitively is that for me. All right. Do you want to read the next question?
Yes, from Buster Court. Buffoons, how differentiate freaking it for the love of the game versus freaking it for mass appeal? This is a good question. Mm-hmm. Also, I love that we get called buffoon. We're like one unit.
Yeah.
we're the buffoon Zaibatsu. Like we're the But yeah, freaking it for love of the game versus freaking it for mass appeal.
Right.
So, it's okay. I think video games has shown this more than anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bayonetta is freaking it for love of the game, even though I do hate the man that made it. That's freaking for love of the game.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever that fuck that Gunnar Stellar Blade game, that's freaking it for mass appeal. Because the thing is, though, you're not actually horny for anything interesting. You're just like, haha, titty boob. No, dude. I need your specific odd fetish to really know you're freaking it, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
with Bayonetta, it's like a very campy game. Like, tonally...
Yes.
It's a very campy game, whereas like Stellar Blade is like this very serious sci-fi. It's just a big ripoff of Nier Automata, but like it's trying to be like a very serious sci-fi thing. There isn't really like a campy or cheesecakey thing to it. So like in my opinion, that's why. That's part of why, especially like as I get older, I can really understand why a lot of people were like annoyed by the character designs in stuff like Fire Emblem Fates and in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and stuff, because I never really had a problem with like super horny designs in a vacuum. No. But in my opinion, like something like Gurren Lagann, like it's such a ridiculous show it's just a very tonally silly show. It has its serious moments, Kamina dying and going into space and existential shit like that. But like overall, it's a very lighthearted, like actiony, wild, self-indulgent show. So like Yoko being out there with like a bikini and shit, that's fine. Like I'm not necessarily saying
because she's given like Christina Aguilera in a Dirty music video. Like that's the point. She's supposed to like but like I think a great example of it is like when they showed Mai from fucking SNK when they showed her new design and she had like the leather jacket on and like I don't know if you saw it, like the leather jacket look and everything. People like this.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, they fucking wokeified her. They took away how sexy she was. I'm like this, like, what are you niggas talking about? This is the most attractive thing I've ever seen. Like people are like this, skin showing equals sexy. I'm like, dude. You are operating on 3 levels of horny. You would die, have a massive. You would like die horribly if I gave you an ounce of my horny power. It'd be like, like you would be like Yusuke in the fucking cave trying to hold all the power
like
inside.
Your head
Like
skate wall.
You could handle it. I'm like, dude, you don't understand ball. Like, and that's what like I don't want to say that like women and gay people are better at being horny than straight people. I think that's rude, right? But also there's some dudes on the internet like this. What's horny? I like when women have big titties. Yeah. And like they wear face of makeup. And like, no, as some esoteric freak out here, what's sexy? Oh, I like when a woman has exactly 2 nails painted. And then she has none of her other fingernails painted. I'm like, yeah, that's the horny person we need to get locked in.
Right.
We need some very specific weird shit going on. That's freaking it for the love of it.
I think what is it? The example I was going for with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where like Pyra and Mithra, like in Smash, they did similarly. Like they kind of censored their designs or like altered their designs, and I think they look better in Smash than they do in the game. And I like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Just I haven't played it in like 10 years, but I enjoyed it when I played it. So I don't really have a problem with the game itself. My problem with the horniness was that it just felt very artificial. In that the tone of the game is like really not in line with the horniness. I kind of feel that way too with stuff like Naruto, where like him having the sexy jutsu and everything is a defining character trait, but like it's just not really like a sexy gag manga thing like Toriyama would make.
I agree. It's because like one, he's gay.
Kishimoto's
gay. but like Kishimoto's heart is never in it. It's never in it, right? Like that's the thing. Except for when it is. And when it is in it, you're like, oh, okay. All right, like this, like whenever he has to draw Itachi in the modern day for like fucking like stuff, I posted on fucking Blue Sky, but like he draws Itachi's the most beautiful man you've ever seen. Like you can tell when someone's heart isn't in it, and they're just like, oh, here's something horny for like the gooners. And I'm like, no, what are you gooning to, baby? I want to see your honorable goon. Show me what you want to draw and see, dude. Like,
I would say like, it's not the sexy jutsu. It's not Tsunade and her giant boobs. I would say the horniest like thing related to a woman in the show or in the manga is like the Sasuke's teammate where he has to like give her a hickey every time he needs to like heal.
Yeah, he was locked in on that because he's gay for Sasuke.
Yeah,
he was locked in. Or the Mizukage who like kisses you and breathes lava down your throat to kill you, and like there's a little lava dripping down her chin. I'm like, oh yeah, he was legitimately horny for this idea. Yeah, like that's where like the real ball is played, dude. That's where we're really locking in. Like,
yeah. So whereas like the sexy jutsu, that's freaking it for mass appeal, and then
that's just like a bit. It's like a funny bit,
And then same thing with like as far as like I haven't read a lot of modern manga or anything, so I really don't have like an informed opinion on it. But
I will say, even though I disagree with it inherently, if you want to talk about like a traditionally horny I like big titties and ass, read Bleach. Because I can say a lot of things about the horny stuff in Bleach. I will tell you this. Kubo likes that shit. Kubo likes that shit.
I mean, his art style looks like a hentai OVA from like the 90s. Like, it does look like it looks like Golden Boy or something. Like, it has that same energy to it. So
it's so funny, too, because you can tell he likes that shit because if you look at any here's a swimsuit spread. If you look at how he draws Rukia versus how he draws Orihime, you can tell which one he respects as a person and which one he's jerking off to. And it's crazy. Like, I feel like, Morgan, that's not true. Like this. He will never over-sexualize Rukia. He will die before he over-sexualize Rukia. But Orihime, he's like foaming at the mouth, like, yeah. And you know what? I gotta respect it. You gotta respect it, Like...
All right, our next question from Karibo. Probably not a super creative question, but what are your guys' opinion on One Piece? Any favorite characters or story arcs? Love the pod. Smiley face. Thank you very much.
Thank
yeah,
you.
we're just talking about some manga. I just mentioned that I don't really read a lot of modern manga, but we do have some history with One Piece.
Yeah, Wyatt knows this about me, but I am a lesbian on the internet. I read a lot of romance manga.
Yeah.
I don't really do like.
Not shonen.
I do shonen every so often to bitch about it. That's literally the extent. But I do know One Piece. My partner's very into One Piece. My partner has Kathy has literally a One Piece tattoo.
Right.
And everything. I think One Piece is cool. I just never got deeply into it because I think it was too good. And I know that's crazy to say, but Naruto sucks in really interesting ways.
Right. Yeah, I like Naruto a lot.
Yeah, I like Naruto a lot. Yeah, despite but also the suckage of Naruto kind of makes it. You know, it adds texture.
Yeah.
I never got into one. But the thing of One Piece I've seen, I am a very big Nami head. I do love Nami. I think her whole deal is great.
Yeah.
I do love a woman scammer character and all that stuff who has a really deep backstory and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, I've not read that much. I've only read up through Alabasta, so which is a lot, but it's not in the grand scheme of One Piece, not that much, which is funny. I think the Alabasta stuff is collectively longer than something like Yu Yu Hakusho, which is always funny to me, especially comparing Yu Yu Hakusho to Hunter x Hunter. Because that also went a lot longer and being oh, wow. The end of Yu Yu Hakusho is, partway into Greed Island as far as, the amount of chapter count. And then, everybody knows after Greed Island is the longest motherfucker of an arc that Hunter x Hunter does, the Chimera Ant arc. And they're currently in the middle of another long motherfucker of an arc that's been going on for, 10 years now. But... talk about One Piece. So yeah, a lot of my answers would be early stuff. So unfortunately, I can't talk about how cool Katakuri or Jinbei or whatever the hell any of those I don't know what the hell is even going on currently in the manga. I will say that I did read a little bit when Gear 5 was coming out because it was a really cool. I just thought it was an awesome power up. And it was one of those power-ups that I appreciate that's, actually thematically relevant to the storytelling. It's not just, what if he could be stronger? What if he could punch things harder until they died? Which is a lot of shonen stuff. It was okay, if Luffy embodies freedom, then freedom from the medium that he's a part of is, the ultimate expression of that. So
I guess can I jump off this question and ask you another question, Wyatt?
Sure.
Just throw one in here. What is your favorite current shonen if you're reading any actually?
I think the most recent one that I read was Chainsaw Man, but that was back when it was only part 1. So, and I did really enjoy that. I know people have very mixed opinions on part 2. Never read it. I felt completely satisfied by, what part 1 brought to the table. It felt like a very complete story. Maybe someday I'll go and read part 2 just to see what's up. I bet I'll probably enjoy it more than
most people.
Yeah, but
I also read Chainsaw Man part 1. I was waiting for part 2 to finish because I don't want to sometimes when too many people read something at once, I get annoyed. So I don't want to.
That's true. I hate being. I'm actually the opposite of FOMO, where it's I hate
me too. I hate it.
I hate being part of the conversation because it's so annoying, especially if it's a game or something. Sure, everybody's kind of experiencing it in a condensed period of time. It's fine to play it generally around when it came out, but for an ongoing serialized story, it's really hard for me to want to watch it as it goes because every single week it's so the discussion around it is so unimportant to the ultimate, end goal, which I know is we should all support television airing episodes once a week and everything. Yeah. But people just get so in their feelings about in a very reactionary way about things from a week to a week perspective that by the time that a full season is out, you might have a completely different opinion than when you're bitching about it in the middle of the season.
Reminded me that Hot D is coming back and I want to die now.
Mm-hmm.
I will be watching week 3, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've been reading a lot of Gachiakuta.
Ooh, yeah, I've heard about that.
That shit's pretty fucking good. It feels like you know how so many mangas try to be the successor to fucking Dragon Ball or Bleach
Right.
or Naruto and stuff, right? This shit's trying to be a successor to Soul Eater, and it kicks ass because of it.
That's good.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I'm having a great time with it.
Yeah. Oh, but to answer your question, Karibo, even if it's an early arc, I think the stuff with Chopper, like when he first becomes part of the crew, that's probably my favorite stuff that I've read so far. The ending of that arc where, they're able to like turn the snow into the flower petals and everything. It's just like, that's quintessential heartwarming One Piece goodness. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate how like openly sentimental One Piece is all the time, especially as a big Dragon Ball fan where there's like pretty much zero heart or like emotionality, at least in all the aspects of it. So, but yeah, thank you for the question. All right, do you want to read the next one?
Sure. From Stilts. Which Digimon would you most marry? Who do you think would provide the most loving and committed relationship? Now, everybody, it's been well documented how I feel. I don't have to let this go on for too long. But my butch wife, is Beelzemon. Would she cheat? Maybe like twice, but it's fine. We'll work through it.
Right. That's definitely the opposite of the committed relationship, by the way. Just saying.
No. Sometimes she has to go out there and do her thing, Wyatt. But you know what? We work it out. We work it out. So it's fine. She can be committed after she cheats.
Yeah. I brought this question up to a friend. And they said, like, the funny thing about Digimon compared to Pokemon, like, people that are horny about different Pokemon, is that the idea of, like, being in a committed relationship is a little bit more valid because they're not, like, animal adjacent.
Yeah.
Digimon, like, they can be, but for the most part, they're not, like, there's no, like, ecology to Digimon. They kind of, like, are just pretending, it's weird. They're very strange, like, creatures as far as that goes. So like, yeah, you could just go for like, I want to fuck Renamon's thick thighs or whatever, but this is about like being like getting married, being in a committed relationship. So like, what is her 401k? Does she have like a decent job that she's able to hold down? What can she provide as far as stability comes? And I do think Renamon would be pretty high in that regard. She seems like she's got her shit together. Maybe like a Sakuyamon more so, just because she has a greater power level. So she's probably able to get jobs more easily and stay in a higher position of power.
It's funny. You try to see how they can provide. I'm cooking and cleaning for Beelzemon, and then she's fucking me into the dirt later. Like
But that's like that is a loving relationship. So that's like
true, yeah.
Yeah, you're a part of that. For me, like, fuck. Like the first one that came to my head was Stingmon. But Stingmon's
that's so core.
But he's so Kamen Rider. Like he's clearly a Kamen Rider reference, and his whole thing is like the heroic. This heroic phantom that never sticks in one place for too long. So, I don't know. Like, Stingmon in Adventure 02, like, yeah, he's a pretty dedicated guy. Like, him and Ken can get married totally fine. But Stingmon in, like, the idea, conceptually of Stingmon, because he's based on Kamen Rider, maybe won't work. Maybe just, like, that version of him from that show would be the answer. Just because like a lot of Digimon that I think like are cool or sexy or whatever, like I think about the character attached to it, and it's like, okay, Gallantmon from Digimon Tamers, it's still Guilmon, even though he becomes like a noble knight, that's he sounds like Super Saiyan Goku, he's still like a funny little baby dragon at the end of the day. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable about that.
Yeah.
So
but
Wormmon is like a little worm guy, but he's like he's like a guy, you know.
Okay. This is crazy. Like legitimately, you explaining the connection to like their rookie forms is killing me because you're like, yeah, but like Wormmon has like the qualities of a husband. He's just a worm.
Right.
Like you're like, would you still love him if he was a worm? The answer is yes, I would. Like
that's what I'm saying with Renamon, where it's
crazy.
like she may be a rookie, but she's like an adult, basically. Like, you know, like as far as like she's got her shit together, you know. So like maybe it'd be more comfortable to get married to Sakuyamon. Or you're a furry and you just want to get married to Renamon, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the same way with like, okay, Garurumon and Where Garurumon, everything like that. Gabumon is like a dude. You know, he doesn't really have like a lot of childish elements to him. Agumon
he drinks a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Like
yeah.
Gabumon drinks a Pabst Blue Ribbon and goes and starts chilling out. Yeah.
Whereas like Agumon is a little bit more childish. So like War Greymon, you might be able to have like a decent relationship with, but when he turns back into Agumon, what are you gonna do? You know. So just got to think about that, and I'm assuming like same thing with like you and Beelzemon, where it's like Impmon, you probably don't want to have a relationship with. Maybe like Impmon was like childhood crush, you know, like the girl that always like bullied you or like babysat you, and you know whatever, you have like a complex about that. But Beelzemon, that's the one that you're more interested in. I actually have no idea what the fuck the in between forms of Impmon and Beelzemon are. So like the champion and ultimate forms, I don't.
I think know. There's like I think there's like no like ones for Impmon like in the show, but I think it's like I think it is like. The one that was for the longest time was Devimon and then Neo Devimon.
Okay.
But I think people put Balmon there now because of Cross Wars.
Okay.
And like him obviously being one, which makes sense to me. Yeah.
There you go. But all right, I think that's a good. What Pokemon would you have the most?
None.
Committed relationship.
I just don't want to fuck any Pokemon. Like I just really don't.
But it doesn't have to be sex. It can like love can be platonic.
I don't want to marry a Pokemon, dude. It's like what? I don't want. If you want to, I'm not yucking
it would be something
nobody's
like Slowking, right? Because he talks.
What? You mean Guardians? The Guardian Slowking for the movie?
The second movie, yeah.
You know, I can't argue with that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy. I love Slowking. They're awesome. Especially Galarian Slowking is. Great.
Another Toku villain in there.
Yes. But all right. Wait, you read the last one, right? So okay, I'll read this one from Jacques Leblanc. Hey, Wyatt and Morgan, I've got to ask some questions. I did enjoy your Adult Swim Month related episodes of Cartoon Buffoons. I was wondering if you would do more Adult Swim Month episodes at some point in the future. I definitely have a lot more shows from Adult Swim that I want to talk about. We got to redo that freaking Home Movies episode at some point.
There's a lost Home Movies episode that we lost. So like we will definitely do another Adult Swim Month.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, because like what we talked about, like Common Side Effects, Joe Pera. Did we talk about Home Movies? But we lost that one. Venture Bros, Boondocks. So that's like a pretty good. But there's still like some iconic ones. Like we didn't really talk about like. Some of the very early ones like Aqua Teen Hunger Force or Harvey Birdman. You know, we didn't talk about. There's just the Moral Oral. That's a huge one.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential. We definitely will be going back. That's definitely going to happen at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. The next question from them is related to the first question. If you'll also still plan on doing a Disney month related to Cartoon Buffoons, you've been teasing that sometimes.
I'll say this one. Yeah. So we had it locked loaded. We had shows chosen, but then like the boycott and stuff of Disney because their fucking weird Israel bullshit came out. And we were like, we just didn't feel comfortable doing it. So we didn't do it.
I'll say for me, like, I'm not going to write it off forever because obviously like there are a lot of shows from Disney that I would love to talk about, like Kim Possible or Gargoyles or whatever the hell we chose. You know, and I don't think liking a show is the same thing as like endorsing the company's politics, but when there is like a boycott thing going on like that, is a very easy thing to do, to be like, okay, just follow, these small guidelines here and there. Maybe you don't necessarily have to follow like literally every single point of a boycott, but
when we have a show, the least we could do is just not
like, and you have like that influence, you can do it. So like, that is not even, this isn't me like trying to poo-poo your desire for a Disney month, because again, I have it, it's open, it can happen for sure in the future. It just depends on that state of things, because like, there was just like a lot of things in a row that unfortunately made it a little bit like, do we want to do this? And I just felt it was like a little bit better to spend that energy talking about indie animation this year,
which was a fucking fun ass time to do. So I'm like really excited. I was glad we got to do that. Yeah.
And then the third question for Morgan. So, Morgan, I remember in the Cartoon Buffoons episode that you were a French speaker, and what to ask, what was the experience like, and if you could say something in French. I actually don't.
Oh, no. So, I am a French understander, not a speaker.
Okay.
So, because I worked in restaurants, and a lot of restaurants speak, especially in fine dining, is French. There was a few words and phrases when, like, I had a specific guy I worked with who, like, was French and would speak in French, so I fall into it. I have to understand. I don't speak French, but I do understand French and know enough to, like, get by in work situations. Like, I think there's a lot of people that are like that with Spanish, too, right? Like, there's a lot of people like that, like, in America who, like, don't speak Spanish, but, like, get it. I have, like, workable French if I'm, like, in a culinary situation. I don't speak French. I've been told, actually, I should learn it because it will help in, like, when I was working in restaurants, it'll help better. I don't want to. French is a brutal language, I think.
Yeah, my dad was he was friends with a lot of people who, like, basically only spoke Spanish because they were from Puerto Rico, just because there's, like, a huge immigrant population of Puerto Ricans in New York. My cousins, in fact, are Puerto Rican. And so, like, that is a thing where it's like, I know that motherfucker doesn't know any. I know he knows like 5 Spanish words or whatever, but like he knew enough to, understand what was saying, like communicate with people and everything, and like be on like go out and drink a beer levels with people. So like, hey, as far as like, if I have any experience with French personally, I did learn it in high school, but all those memories are lost like tears in the rain. So, it's all gone. But all right, cool. Why don't you read the next question?
Okay. From Marcy Kane, are there any animations that you both feel that you were too harsh on in previous episodes of Buffoons?
Ooh, I definitely have one for this.
Ooh, what is yours?
My answer is My Gym Partner's a Monkey. I made because...
Oh my god, you fucking slingshot on this fucking cartoon every few months.
Because I feel like I didn't push back enough and talk about like the things that I actually did like about the show when we talked about it. I just kind of like deferred to being like, yeah, it does kind of suck, it is pretty annoying, etc. But it's like, yeah, but there's a lot of fun character stuff. There's a lot of fun, like the world is really like fun. It's one of those shows that does like, here's all these like character designs that fit a specific role. More so than something like Camp Laszlo, which also is like animal people, but it's so fucking secondary to like who those. It makes sense that J.G. Quintel started on Camp Laszlo because there's a lot of that DNA in regular show as far as like the tone and how they even treat like the way Benson is treated in regular show is not like you're weird gumball man. It's just like he's Benson. They don't really like call too much attention to the strangeness. That's kind of the point. But yeah, I feel like they do. There's like a good amount of that kind of world building. Does it get kind of overwhelming and obnoxious? Yes. But I just feel like, I made that video about it where I talked about like, yeah, it's not that bad, honestly. And, I ended up enjoying it. And then I just kind of felt bad, like, ever since we did that episode. Like, as soon as we finished recording it, I was like, I feel bad about this. I'm not proud of this episode. That's why I was, like, probably the one Cartoon Buffoons episode where I, like, felt like I just didn't do... Like, not even because I think it's, like, an amazing show, but I just think I didn't give it enough credit personally for a bad reason. You know, like I didn't do it because I didn't want to challenge you. So it's like, that's why I say, you know, that I was like a little bit too harsh on it. So whereas like something like Generator Rex, I feel like I was being too nice to
Dude,
it.
you were being too soft on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Let's see. No. I'm an ethical hater.
Mhm.
Anything I've hated, I'm right about.
Yeah.
That's not true. But like I do feel bad. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think. I guess probably Puffy Amiyumi. The show's still nothing, but like I do think it's like not nearly as bad as it made out to. I think it's just because it was a slog.
That's true.
That like I was meaner to it than it needed to be. Like
yeah. I don't know. Like I can't remember exactly what my opinion on it was beyond like it kind of sucks or whatever, but it is a perfectly fine show. Like it's probably in the same enjoyment category as far as like cringe trying to be cool to kids because of anime stuff goes. I would probably put it above like a Kappa Mikey or something, but or at least like in the same category as that, you know, where it's like it's mildly entertaining, but it's not, you know, like people can sometimes treat those shows like they're the worst fucking television show ever produced. Where it's like, it's like kind of cringe, but you know, whatever. Whereas like something like Mad is just impossible to watch. It's actually like very, very hard for me to have watched that show because it was just so embarrassing to watch. I'm sorry. I know there are some people that, you know, we're going to upload the episode soon as in the real time. I'm sure there'll be people that are like, well, these animators like Jorge Gutierrez did animate. Yes,
right.
I love Jorge Gutierrez. He's a cool guy. He's a great animator, everything. Him being in a show does not automatically make it good. Like Buzz on Maggie is not a good show because he did character designs for it. You know, it's like just because like a cool artist you like is on something that doesn't
make it worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like...
So, you know, but yeah, that's my Jim Partners and Monkeys, my choice, and for you, it's Hi Puffy Amiyumi.
Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah, kinda. All right, from Cobbs. What is a cartoon idea / show / character that you want to take away from a creator since it's too good for them? And if so, who would you give it to?
Dog, take Generator Rex and give it to the niggas who make Ben 10. I don't know how the fuck it's not good. Like, I feel like we're harping on it, but it's just such a slam dunk.
Dwayne, get over here.
Dwayne McDuffie, can you write this concept, please? Because they're just doing nothing with it. Like, literally, when the show, like, fucking goes, oh, yeah, one episode left. Here's a recap of all the plot points we just didn't have time to make a show for. I'm like, you had 60 episodes. What do you mean you didn't have time for it? Oh, my God.
Go. Anyway, this
is
the plot of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be good. It would just be fine, and that's okay. It would just be fine. Yeah, I think that just has to be it. Like, that just has to be it.
Yeah, I can't think out of all the shitty shows that we've watched. Like, okay, Robot Boy is pretty fucking terrible, but the entity Robot Boy himself, get him a different voice actor, and put him in like a way better show. I like the idea of like cute little robot that turns into like a combat ready like badass robot. Like that's why I like you know, those like later Metal Hero shows like Kabutak and Robotak, because I like the idea of like, oh, it's like a cute little dog or a cute little beetle guy, and then it transforms into like a more traditional like henshin hero kind of fat fighter guy. Like that is a solid concept. So I would like that to be done, you know, done well. I don't know who would be. I guess Rob Renzetti, who made My Life as a Teenage Robot, give it to him, you know, because he did a good job. He did a good job of that with Jenny, but Jenny never like transforms into anything badass. She just has like, she has a base personality, and she can be very like cute and bubbly, and then be very like, you know, determined and combat ready and whatever. So yeah, I guess Robot Boy is my choice because there's literally nothing else from that show that is worth salvaging other than that character. So, you know, there you go. All right. You want to read the next question?
Sure. Let's go. I lost track on the document.
It's the one from Bolt Creature.
Yeah, Bolt Creature. If somehow the podcast was animated form, what would it look like style-wise? Oh, fuck.
It's a good question. I kind of want to know. We might have like different mindsets when it comes to this. So, what's your? I feel like both of us would be animated in different styles.
Yeah, no, that feels very true to me. I'm almost seeing like a like not quite Cartoon Network style, but like almost in like a Harold and the Purple Crayone's the wrong term for it. But like in that British style that like the Mr. Man show is.
Right.
Like very loose, not full backgrounds and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
With us like being the only thing like the important like the table we're at. Yeah.
It's like the Ricky Gervais
Yes, like the Ricky Gervais show. Yes.
Yeah. Not to invoke his name, but you know, that is kind of like that is what I'm thinking as far as like that visual style goes, because that does look a lot like those. You know, I mean, he's British, so
it's a very British
like
cartoon
Mr.
look.
Man
Yeah.
Show. I think like it would either be like a throwback kind of thing, like Space Ghost, you know, where it's like old Hanna-Barbera recycled like cheap animation, and then like photorealistic backgrounds and like explosions and whatever, and then our guests would be on the screen, you know, or it would be that thing where it's like, okay, we both pick like an art style to kind of go with. That would be animated in like a like more similar to something like an OKKO or whatever, and then we both be like different tendrils of the Cal Art style, I guess. And the we both have bean mouths. We'd have noodle arms.
I also think we would look good like Craig McCracken-y, like really shape heavy.
Yeah. I was being facetious there, but I feel like that's a Craig McCracken. I mean, he's my favorite artist as far as like Cartoon Network goes and style and everything. So I feel like being in that like either Powerpuff Girls or like even something more modern like Kid Cosmic, which is an amazing art style. But all right, that's what's the next question from Wayne?
If you were able to make a weird crossover episode of any 3 shows you've covered so far, what would they be? I do not like crossovers. I'm very well documented with this. I do think, however, I would love. We haven't covered these shows though. Never mind. Fuck.
Yeah, it has to be shows we covered.
Shit, that's harder.
I think I would go obscure with it. So like, because like another thing that I appreciate about OKKO is being like, okay, they did some obvious. They did like the Cartoon Nexus or the crossover Nexus special. It was like whatever was popular at the time. So Ben 10, Teen Titans Go, etc. But like Steven Universe. Whereas like some of they did like fucking Ghoul School at one point, like that's a crazy obscure poll. So for me, it would like Time Squad would have to be involved in it.
Time Squad, Mike, Lou, and Og.
Yeah, Mike, Lou, and Og. Yeah, that would be good. Honestly, like Time Squad, they show up there, they think they're in like the prehistoric age, and then they realize that it's like, oh wait, no, this is just a weird island of people. So something like that. I don't know what else. I don't know what would be a third.
Let's see, Time Squad, Mike, Lou, and Og. Oh, actually, I got a good one. I think it'd be fun to do Life and Times of Juniper Lee, Ben 10 Omniverse. No, but sorry, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien.
Yeah.
And Secret Saturdays. I think the idea of like they're dealing with like, oh, like you remember the Lightspeed Rescue Time Squad Time Force crossover. But like this, is it a demon? Is it is it a mutant? It's mutant aliens, right? The idea of like, is this an alien? No, this is a cryptid. No, this is a demon, and they're all right. That'd be a fun episode to build around, actually. Yeah,
I think like regular show and Megas XLR is a good start. I don't know what the third would be in that combination, but I feel like Coop and Jamie are very similar to Rigby and Mordecai.
I agree. That would be a fun one.
And I would say Mordecai, even though he's like kind of the lead character and Coop is the lead, they are not the same. Rigby or Mordecai and Jamie are the same. Rigby and Coop are very similar. Even though Rigby has a lot more game than Coop will ever have in his entire life. But, you know, at first, definitely Rigby is more similar to Coop than Mordecai. So, you know, I think that's a... I can't think of a third one.
Yeah, the third is always
maybe
super
like,
hard.
Maybe Ben 10, because that's another like good like friend
That's
group.
true. Ben 10 might be the one.
Just you know, maybe not have Gwen in there. Well, I guess he could because Kiva, she's sort of the, you know.
Ben and Kiva are doing real things. Ben and Kiva are doing real actual things.
Yeah, so it'd be like Coop, Jamie, Kiva, and then, you know, Ben, Kevin, Gwen, and then Rigby, Mordecai, Benson. Would be like, those are the three trios that come together. They have like the two fuck offs and then the people, and it would be like a nice subversion because you have two. It's like, okay, they're the women that are trying to keep the men in line, but then Benson sort of like pulls a twist on that because he's, you know, he's a guy as well who is nagging them to get their work done or they're fired. So yeah, there you go. I don't know what the story would be, but I'm sure it would be like like both regular show and Megas delight in like insane, ridiculous, like apocalyptic things happening.
Yes.
So and the characters just kind of like casually beating it. So I feel like it could work in that. But all right. Next question. I think we're gonna get through them all. You know,
hell yeah!
It's gonna be kind of a longer episode, but I think we can do it. Next question is from Nouveau Art Punk. Which currently undubbed older anime do you think would fit right in with the classic Toonami lineup had it been optioned? I think like an obvious, maybe not. I don't know if it's undubbed currently. I honestly don't know too much about like retro anime, like people dubbing them or anything. But like, I feel like Legend of the Galactic Heroes is a pretty good.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty good one.
Also, like, I feel like a lot of Macross was in touch. Macross across the board.
Yeah.
There's a few of them that work.
Fucking Robotech. That's what like really screwed it up. Like, the original Macross, you know, got adapted into Robotech, but then like all the other Macross series got fucked over because of that. So like, yeah. Macross
I do think there's also. I know it did get dubbed. There's also like a lot of romance anime that didn't go to Toonami that I think would have been good in the early time slot. That I think I can think of. Also, Record of Lodos War. That's another one that just like, that's a great one. And also, D&D was so popular, it would have just, I think that would have fit fucking perfectly. That's like my go-to thought.
Yeah. Let me think. From that, because like, yeah, a lot of random shit did get dubbed, and I feel like Toonami, like, people consider it like, oh, they had all the like the best and brightest from Japan, but really it was just a bunch of bullshit that they could just buy.
Yeah,
you know, like not that it was like all bad garbage, but you know, it's a well-known trivia fact that something like Cowboy Bebop was not like this groundbreaking, amazing show in Japan. It was just like another cool sunrise show. Whereas in America, they really hadn't seen anything like that at that point. Especially because I don't think a lot of the later like Gundam OVAs, like 8th MS team, had been brought over until later. So yeah, I feel like, and oh, you know what? I mean, Turn A never got, for some reason, that was like the one Gundam show from that era that they skipped over. So that definitely should have been on there. I know it's like weird because it's like this Victorian fucking, beautiful countryside Anna Green Gables kind of story, but then also there's giant robots that are destroying shit. It's not like a cool space opera thing, but I think that that's awesome. I think that that's why it's like the coolest aesthetic for a Gundam show, is that it's this very kind of like whimsical 1800s setting juxtaposed to this apocalyptic robot war from like these invaders from the moon. Yeah, they should do that. It's an easy one. It's a Gundam show, but just do that. Slap that on there. But all right, how about you take the next question? Next batch of questions.
Okay, cool. This is from Lava Pasta. What are your favorite art styles in animation? I like Genndy Tartakovsky, as you already know. And I really like the UPA style, like My Life as a Teenage Robot, action shows with character design by Robert Valley, and how Kid Cosmic looks so much like Calvin and Hobbes. I am... Craig McCracken's really good. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
like,
Kid Cosmic's
I look
really
at...
high up there.
Yeah. Also, regular show. The specific qualities he goes for in regular show, and like also that Lauren Faust also has, truly some of my favorite animated work, period. I do also think Jorge looks fantastic. I could look at LT Gray for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, like all the shows, like just a gorgeous art style, and specifically Jorge Gutierrez and Sandra Nquiwa, who is his wife, also is like, she is equal parts. Like all the cuter designs that exist in those shows are like, those are from her, so they're like a really good duo. But yeah, like Lauren. It's sad that Lauren Faust, her art style has sort of been so associated with My Little Pony that people even like drew all those comparisons when she did DC Superhero Girls.
yeah.
Which I think is like, okay, maybe they're both based on a doll line, so it's not like the most different shows possible. And she did get Tara Strong to come back to do like the lead character, but it is a different kind of character. Like Batgirl is not the same as Twilight Sparkle, and like, I'm not saying that the Brony fandom is cringe, therefore it's bad that it's associated with her art or whatever. It's just more so that her art is a lot more dynamic than I think that show is able to represent. Literally every single time I see her draw the My Little Pony characters, I'm like, this is the best they've ever. I've seen all
I
9
agree.
fucking seasons of the show.
Yeah.
It looks way better whenever she draws it. It's not even because it's done like, Toon Boom Rig animation or whatever. It's just like, she has just such a more dynamic style, and I feel like that comes through a lot more in DC Superhero Girls. And so that's why I'm like, man, I would love for her to get to have another show. As far as like, just like in general, like Mob Psycho is probably my favorite like anime visually. Like on a visual perspective that isn't like a Satoshi Kon movie or something where it's just like so gorgeously like realistically animated and everything. Like as far as like truly pushing like this simple art style to its limits, because one has a very simple art style. I don't even want to say bad because
no, but it's like
he kind of fucking cooks like something like
he does. Yes.
Yeah. It's like not super detailed, but like when he gets very detailed during scenes, you can tell that he has like there is a lot of skill under the kind of like crude art style. But yeah, I would say like Mob Psycho, especially like season 2 where they're fighting all the claw guys, and like the finale of season 2 where they're fighting against the leader of that dude. I'm like, this is so good.
I've like literally growing up like growing up and like getting into art and stuff, you start to realize that like a lot of like the things that make one such a good artist in the manga and stuff, right, is kind of lost in the Murata version of One Punch Man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah, I've started to
like
grow to not like.
Me too. Yeah,
I mean,
like,
especially because they
to
totally fucked up my favorite arc from like the original One Punch Man. Like they like destroyed the Garo thing through horrible pacing and really stupid story decisions.
Like,
but yeah,
trying to explain it to like a fucking Shonen Punch pervert that like, yeah, actually in a lot of ways this is like a failure of like one's original vision. They go, what if you mean it looks so cool? Yeah, but like sometimes in art, sometimes simplicity and like pacing and style and like what you're trying to get across in this panel is more important than looking like the coolest thing you've ever fucking seen. Like,
yeah, like it's a fun gimmick, and I think it carried itself well for about as long as like the first season of the anime went. But then after that point, I feel like it's diminishing returns. So yeah, I just, I prefer like Bones, that studio doing Mob Psycho. It feels like they elevated it and tried to make it like more consistent and high quality and everything without removing the charm from the manga. Like the manga is always going to be like the ideal way to experience that. But like as a fan of the Mob Psycho manga, it's like a delight to see like these fights animated at such a high quality that doesn't like erase that like kind of like rough and dirty quality that the manga brings to the table. So yeah, I'll give that. I would say the reason I didn't say like Akira Toriyama is because like he's not an animator, and two, like I think the animated versions of his works are usually way worse than the manga. Like I just think that the Dragon Ball manga looks so much better than like any part of Dragon Ball or Z, and especially like GT and Super, which aren't even, those are like extra canon or whatever. So yeah, there you go. So I think we talked about a good amount of those art styles. I think, I don't think I have any like other significant
next
examples.
one from Lava is also, who's your number one favorite voice actor and who's the best in your book? Number one favorite is Cree Summers because I'm black. Of course, it's Cree Summers. Number one best, as I get older, I think it might be Roger Craig Smith.
Dude,
I
Roger
just
Craig
don't.
Smith, he's all like he's like
Dude, he's
95% of the characters in regular show.
No, but he's also Ezio and Sonic and fucking Chris and fucking Captain America. His range is insane.
Yeah,
he's fucking Percy. Like you could get Roger Craig Smith in the booth, say, "Hey, I need this." Like, I got you, and he'll do it. And the thing is, he can also go from anime too. Like he'll do Deidara, and like he's just kind of that guy, I think. And like the older I get, the more I'm like, yeah, he kind of is just the best at what he does right now.
I think it kind of feels similar with like maybe not the best, but I know as a kid my favorite was probably somebody like Yuri Lowenthal, just because like he was in a lot of like anime shit that I was watching, and like he was like what's his Suzaku, is that his name from Code Geass? He was
yes, I think so.
Yeah, he was Simone in Gurren Lagann. He's Sasuke, obviously. But then in American cartoons, he's Ben. And then eventually it'd be Spider-Man in the Insomniac games, and those games, like the first game specifically, I haven't played the second one, like really proved to me that it's like, okay, he is just like a great voice actor. He's not just like an anime guy typecast as doing anime guy voices. Like he is a fantastic voice actor in his own right. I think just like it's more like quality over quantity. Like, yes, he's done a fucking shit ton of characters in random roles, and I'm sure a lot of them are like pretty subpar, but the few roles that really resonated with me, like Ben, like Simone, like just elevated him very high in my opinion. As far as like a classic, like a cartoon voice actor, Cree Summers, she is very high up there for me. Like if I ever imagine, like if I'm writing a character that's like an evil lady, or like a
hot older sister, a hot older sister. I'm
getting
like Cree Summers.
She is, like, oh, she's the go-to voice in my head for that. She's such a good versatile voice too. And it's crazy that she got her start really doing stuff like doing kind of like baby voices, because she did like Susie in Rugrats, and she did Elmira in Tiny Toons. So she did like did that kind of stuff, and then just became like a lot bigger than that. And then she, like, for a long time, I mean, she was one of the, like, it's a lot better now. But for a long time, there was like 4 black people voicing cartoon characters. There's like Keith David, Kevin Michael Richardson, Phil Lamar, and her. That's like basically it. I really can't think of any from like the 90s and 2000s. I really can't think of, like, and there's more now, especially because cartoons now tend to like to pick like people for their voices rather than like voice acting. So you get a lot of people that are just doing like a one-off role. So, but there's some like really good ones, in the modern day. Anyway, let me think, like, is there any, like, Cree Summer, Tom Kenny's an easy one. He has a lot of good range. He definitely does a lot of like racist caricature voices, but like besides that, like I think specifically like, oh man, him in Adventure Time is really good because like you get the Ice King, and then like especially going from that to Fiona and Cake with him as Simon, like he does such a good job as that. So, and it feels like, unlike with SpongeBob, where his age is like really interfering with being able to do the character, he like aged into being Simon perfectly in Fiona and Cake, because it's like, oh yeah, he should be like in his 50s or whatever at this point, and he's like a depressed, broken man from the events of the series. So yeah, but all right. Yeah, go ahead.
What's the funniest joke from a cartoon you could think of?
Fuck, that's so hard.
Immediately. This is regular show again.
Mm-hmm.
When Muscle Man is like, when Rigby gets his hand stuck in the VCR, and Muscle Man slings him around and slams Rigby into a wall, and he like fucking passes out, and they all just keep talking. I was literally in tears laughing at how, because like, because he's like this, I'll help you out, bro, and like that's the noise, and Rigby hits the wall. I like almost threw up how hard I was fucking laughing.
Violence
like,
against Rigby, always funny. It's like,
because he's so small, he goes flying. He goes flying.
My favorite Muscle Man moment is like, dude, it's the hammer. Take my picture. His like boob.
Dude,
hit him in the face.
I'm so glad that they know it's so funny that was in the first episode of The Comeback when he's thinking of his favorite moments. I'm glad that was there because, dude, it's the hammer. Take a pic, and just he gets hit by his boobs. It's also so well animated. It's like also his voice of, dude, it's the hammer. I don't know why I can like so vividly hear it in my brain. It's so fucking funny.
Other ones that are like that very quick moment, and there's a quick moment in one episode that people use as an excuse to shit on Mordecai, where they're talking with Margaret, and they bring up like, oh, Rigby says, oh, guys are with your boyfriend. What boyfriend? Guys are jerks. Yeah, I know, right? And then the face that he makes to Rigby, it's just so fucking funny. Because it's just like such a dude thing of like, he's barely internalizing the emotions she's going through. He just hears like she has no boyfriend, so he like locks it. It's like, dude, it's such a like a real shitty guy thing to do. And then also in season 3, the like the video game episode where Mordecai goes with Skips instead of Rigby, but Rigby still tags along, and he's like passive aggressive the entire time, and like, yeah, I just want to like play my mixtape that I made for you. But
a more modern one,
not tell friends. Yeah, just like that. So.
a more modern one is Craig and the Creek, where they go to the laundromat, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, those two guys are playing a fighting game." Craig's like this, "Don't worry about it, I got it. Hello, fellas."
Yes.
I was wondering where they and like this, "Hello, fellas," and they go, "Boy," and they roast him, and he comes back, and all his hair is gone
Yeah.
from the fire being roasted. That's another really, really good one. Shit, the fact that he was like this, "Hello, fellers," and they go,
Yeah.
"Fellers," that shit's so good.
I think my favorite sequence of jokes in OKKO is from the first Professor Venomous episode where they invite, Boxman invites him over for dinner, and Daryl's like, "Daddy, may I wear my costume?"
Yes, and he
he's
comes
like,
out of the
Yeah. Like he's just like, "No, don't do that." And then later in the episode, you just see him like rise in the
Little
background
sailor.
wearing like a sailor suit.
It is truly one of like I OKKO has a lot of good jokes, right? And I think a lot of them Ian kind of voices really well.
Yeah.
Truly my favorite performance of him as Daryl. Like it's the funniest
Yeah.
one possible.
Yep.
Like
Those are some good.
yeah, those are.
I think like for another Cartoon Network one, I think the episode of Chowder I always quote the most is the Cinnamony Monster episode, just because like especially if we're like if I'm playing a board game or something with friends, I'll always roll. And then, if it's like a 2 or whatever, the Mung Doll going like, "Yes!" And then the monster rolls, "Oh, 73." So, like, I'll do that when, like, my friend rolls after me. I'll go, "Oh, 73."
Also, I don't like fat jokes usually, right? Because I think they're mean-spirited, right? Any fat joke that Gorgonzola puts towards Chowder is peak. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's good.
just like
because Gorgonzola is such an asshole that it's just like it's funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's an endorsement of making fat jokes. It's just
the one like the one like, "Hey, you got to throw me." He's just like, "First of all, I don't want to touch you, so I'm gonna put on my sanitary gloves, and I suggest while I put my gloves on, you lose weight." And
Yeah.
Chowder starts doing exercises, and like, not enough. That's a pretty good one. Gorgonzola fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Shit, those are like the best jokes ever. Like,
All right. Our last batch of questions. This is a rapid fire one from Bliss on Patreon, who asked on Patreon. "Hi, Buffoons. What's the best cartoon? Who is the best Cartoon Buffoons host? Which one would win in a fight? And how would you kill each other? Keep up the good work. Thank you."
oh, okay. What's the best cartoon of all time? Home movies for me, probably.
The movies is pretty high up there.
Or Venture Bros, but home movies. I think right now in my mind is
Venture
where my brain
Bros
goes.
is up. It's probably in like my top 5 for sure. Beast Wars is like my go-to as far as favorite cartoons. I know it's such an old man take, but it fucking rules. It just is like my shit. It's so defining to me as a person that I really can't get away from that. Like, yes, you have OKKO, which is the like kind of the bread and butter of this channel in a way, but that's like my favorite Cartoon Network show. But as far as like overall cartoons, and we're including like the super amazing artistic cartoons that are out there, we're talking like art house films. Beast Wars still beats them. So gotta give a shout out to that. Who's the best host?
It's me.
Yeah, it's probably Morgan.
Oh, you're so sweet. You should have fought me, but thank you. No,
as far as like who should be the third buffoon, I think it has to be Rexy because she's been on like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
How many fucking episodes? Like it was both the Justice League ones, and then
also Batman.
Yeah, Batman, and then Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
I don't think I can rank our guests. 'Cause I love all our guests.
No, for sure. I'm not ranking. But more like she deserves to be like the honorary third co-host.
Kathy just came in the living room and said I'm number 1. So
okay,
there you go.
Yeah,
I do think, however, that like I think of the best host between us is the main host. It's a tie because everyone who comes on here, Wyatt, does say the same thing of like, "Oh, you guys just do have the chemistry for it,"
right.
Which is nice to hear. It is nice to hear that when someone says it. Like it feels great.
Now, which one would win in a fight? This is an interesting question.
I think I have more fight experience than you. I think that's just proven.
But I think
because you remember,
more...
I used to, me and you used to get you remember I used to get a lot of fights back in the day. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I have the Majin Buu factor of being like a big fat guy, so I can just deflect your blows. Like my subcutaneous, like.
Yeah, I think we got a real time limit situation where like I'm Gogeta and you're Sin Shinron. This is a dog shit reference.
Right. Yeah.
This is a dog shit reference. And I'm playing around too much and the time runs out and then I need everyone's help. So that's the issue.
You blow me up, but because I can use the powers of all the other previous Shadow Dragons, I can just like reform myself from goo. So
we do not like GT. I want to be so clear. I know we've referenced GT a few times. We don't like it. It's so dog shit that a lot of things in it happen that are funny.
Well, the thing is, the Shadow Dragon arc is
the best arc.
Yeah, but it's also like so horribly mid that it's just like hard for me to have like a lot of passion about it. Whereas like Baby is kind of terrible and a mess, especially like if you consider like the first part of the story leading into the Baby, like if you consider it the same thing, right? Which is like, that's a valid, like it's usually separated into like the Black Star Dragon Ball arc and then the Baby arc. But technically they are a continuous story. It's kind of similar to like the Saiyan into Frieza, where like you can't stop partway into, like you need the next one in order to complete the story of the first one. It's just like such a fucking mess that it's like it becomes more entertaining messy. Because it's so stupid. Like all of the things that are happening.
I stand by it. Like the fucking the part where they gotta like kill the General Rildo in that arc, and then just like they forget.
Yeah.
And
like 3 episodes later,
they forget.
Like, oh fuck, we didn't kill that guy.
And then they all just kill him with like a normal Kamehameha, even though he fought them and like at their strongest forms in one. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Yeah. It's so good.
Good stuff.
And how would you kill each other?
I don't know.
I would lace a cat with cat safe anthrax and put it outside Wyatt's house and wait for nature to take its course. Yeah, you would pet it and you would die of cat safe anthrax. You would just go, oh no.
I would like put my face into its stomach and it would kill me. I don't know. How would I do it to you? I'd have to exploit your weakness of asthma.
Hate. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, like a high concentration of dust would kind of get the job.
Yeah. I would be at the top of a hill, and you would have to. Honestly, I would probably also be very exhausted from that. Like getting to the top of that hill first.
We would have a mutual death,
Yeah. But. Oh man, okay, that's it we were able to get all our questions. It's a long boy. It's a freaking almost 2 hours we've been recording, but
thank you guys. I like this. I'm glad we got to do this. We got the questions. Thank you guys for 100 episodes of Buffoons. Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
We still have a lot left, which is even fucking crazier.
It's likely given like, because I think it's like 68 or 60 something episodes of like Cartoon Network shows that I have listed. That's not counting other pilot-ups. That's not counting, months where we do like 4 episodes of like an Adult Swim show or whatever.
Yeah. So probably like, another 100.
Yeah, I would say it's likely that we can get past 200, and if like we get caught up with the Cartoon Network stuff, and we're not before 200, we'll just like make up some bullshit and get us over the...
Honestly, and then once it's over, you guys got to catch us for a song in Ice and Buffoons when we talk about a song in Ice and Fire.
Chapter by chapter.
Another thing me and White are very passionate about, and we have talked about a lot in private.
Yeah. Oh, but man, that was a beefy episode. So how about you take us out of it with letting everybody know where they can find you?
Hey guys, you can find me at Girl Next Vor on Tumblr. I'm posting about Vampire the Masquerade, World of the Apocalypse, and Pokemon. You can also find me at Girl Next Vor also on Blue Sky, where I'm talking about mostly wrestling, Also Pokemon, and I'm doing my big art challenge. The last Pokemon I drew was Cranidos because someone tipped me for it. Really, it's cool that every Pokemon is someone's favorite. Because I had someone ask me to do Pidove also. Crazy that Pidove's someone's favorite Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
It's so cool. That's how it works. So yeah, if you have a favorite Pokemon, you want me to draw it as a person, tip me over on Blue Sky on my coffee, and I'll do it.
That was a New Yorker that asked you to do that.
I think my friend he lives in Philly, which is close enough. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And
Tri-state area, why not?
And you can also find me on Thread Spinner Spark. You want to find out information for that? It's at undertow.cards on Blue Sky. So you can catch me playing some tabletop RPGs and see what I'm like over there. I'm playing a character named Love the Uncut, the greatest swordsman ever live. Wyatt, where can we find you?
I'll go on over to Twitter and Blue Sky at WazRanger, WAZP Ranger. It's mostly stream of consciousness stuff, but I do post about videos I'm making and podcasts I'm doing. For podcasts, currently on a bit of a hiatus with Horror Hole, but we're going to record an episode on The Exorcist sometime soon. Same thing with, I've been doing some podcasts here and there with Buster. We've been watching both of all the Sonic movies and Mario movies, and like, would you believe it that neither are particularly good? But, hey, maybe Sonic 3, though. That's the next one that we have to do at some point. I've heard that one, people like that one, so we will see. If you want to support this show, go on over to the Patreon. If you're listening to this on YouTube, you can go on there and you get our next episode, which is about Robotomy, a show that probably neither of us have seen at all. Maybe you have seen it. I don't know. I guess we'll talk about it when we get to the episode. But that's our next. If you want to be like, what the fuck is that? And you're listening to this on YouTube, that's on Patreon right now, baby. $3. You can get that a week early. And if you only got $1, that's fine. You still get Wow Cool Robot, which is me and my friend Wayne going through every single robot in existence. It's like 5 to 10 minute episodes. It's a good time. But all right. That'll do it for our big 100th episode mega celebration. Maybe we'll do like more Q&A stuff in the future on like a smaller scale. Like say if we have like an episode where we have almost nothing to talk about, or like we know, like, I mean, Robotomy would have been a good example of that, but who knows? Maybe it will be like a very fascinating show that we talk about. But if there is a show like that, we can like ask for some questions the day before and, answer like 3 or 4 of them at the end of the episode. I don't know. I guess we'll see, because I did like answering these questions. It was a good batch of
fun.
questions.
Yeah.
And, I didn't know if we could get through all of them, but it looks like, we were able to like answer them efficiently without like skimming over it. That was what I was afraid of. I didn't want to like devalue any one question and like,
we gave it like the right amount of time we should have.
Yeah. But all right, thank you so much. Join us next time for episode 101, Robotomy. See you there.
Goodbye.
Every second that you see is 24 connected pieces. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. Thank you for watching the show.